In this video, we're going to take a look at a classic made in the USA hunting knife, the Buck 119. Need I say more? That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name is Brian. Thanks for joining me. So as I said, we're going to take a look at what I think is a classic made in the USA knife from the folks at Buck Knives. And I like Buck Knives. We've not seen a lot of them on the channel, but hopefully we're going to see a little more. I'm going to try to get in touch with them. Actually, I had a chance to talk with CJ Buck, the president at Blade Show this year. Super great guy. And Buck Knives is a great company with a lot of great made in the USA knives. So I like to support that when I can. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'll stop. The Buck 119 Plus, I think I got this one in a battle box, I think. But I've been holding on to it for quite a while. I like this. This is a classic clip point design hunting knife. And there's a couple different versions of this out now. This one is the Cocobolo wood handle version. And there's also a phenolic version. I guess it's some sort of plastic or synthetic. Just get this up front, out of the way. This one is about 99 bucks on Amazon. And the phenolic is how you say it. The phenolic is about 55 bucks. So let's talk about the specs of this thing and get to doing a little bit of that knife stuff. I don't know if we're going to balance test this one or not because it is not a full tang knife. It's a kind of a stick tang. The tang comes down in here somewhere, rat tail tang. And it's just, by golly, pretty. And I may wind up giving this one away, I'm not sure. So anyway, we may not bang this one around very much because I typically don't do that if it's not a full tang. But I just want to show you this knife because I think it is so cool. And it's just a style knife that's been around for a long time. You know, your granddad may have had one of these, 119. So let's just talk about it and then we'll get to doing some knife stuff. So first of all, this knife is 10.5 inches overall length. And for those of you still stuck in that old metric system, that's 26.7 centimeters. But we're going to say inches because this is made in America. Anyway, this knife features a 6-inch clip point blade of satin finished 428C stainless steel, which is 15.2 centimeters. And the blade thickness is 0.175 inches thick or 4.4 millimeters. And it weighs 7.5 ounces. Or 213.5 grams. Comes with this really nice leather sheath, and the sheath itself is made in Mexico. The knife's made in the USA, the sheath's made in Mexico, where a lot of good leather goods are made. And you can see it fits in there very nicely, and it's got this really nice wraparound snap closed retention here. So it's not coming out. It doesn't even, it kind of keeps it from even wiggling around there. Very well sewn, got a little bit of a drain hole here. Just a beautiful system, knife and sheath. Let's take a closer look at this blade now. Features what they're calling a blood groove. I think this is called a fuller actually. And you can see it says right there, 119 Plus USA. This has a hollow grind with a very sharp pointy clip point. A little bit of a curve, reverse curve on the clip point with a false edge here. Then it has nice finger guard there with a little black liner in it and a brass pommel, not brass, a chrome nickel, I guess it's nickel, probably nickel pommel with a little liner there too. And then the highly polished Cocobolo wood, just absolutely a beautiful knife. So I like this one a lot. So anyway, probably not going to balance test this one because, you know, if you want to see a balance test, I'll be happy to test one if you want to send me one. And we're going to keep this one pretty because I don't know what's going to happen this one. I haven't decided yet, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Also has a nice belt loop on back. I didn't tell you. So anyway, let's get down to the old stump top and get to doing some of that knife stuff. So here is the Buck 119. And let's talk about the testing for a minute first. So, you know, I usually baton with knives, and I get a lot of people, there's been a lot of controversy, a lot of people over the years have said to me and many other people, you know, I'm never a baton with my knives. I'm never going to treat my knife that way. And I got to be honest with you, this kind of knife is one of the reasons many people have that attitude, because it's a very nice knife, okay? It's an extremely nice knife, but it's not a full tang knife. And this is how most knives were made traditionally, you know, just a couple of decades ago, maybe even more recently than that, that they have a stick tang going down here, and that the handle slides around it, and it's fastened here somehow on with maybe a nut inside there, and this is glued on or whatever. So bottom line, it's not a full piece of steel going all the way through. So a lot of people, this is the kind of knives they grew up on. It's the kind of knife I grew up on, and many people of my generation grew up on this knife, this kind of style knife. So they're hesitant to beat it and bang it and you know, knock it around, and I get that, because it's not a full tang knife. So if you're one of those people, then just hear me that I agree as far as a knife like this. I don't think this knife should be batoned. I wouldn't baton with this if it's my only knife, because you got a high likelihood of something breaking. But it's not a full tang knife. I do not agree with you if you think that way about full tang knives, modern full tang knives. So anyway, we're going to leave it at that. I'm saying all that to say I'm not going to baton with this knife. We're going to do knife stuff with it, which is basically we're going to cut stuff with it. That's the primary purpose for a knife. And this knife has Buck's full lifetime warranty also against defects, but they plainly state, you know, it's not a screwdriver, a pry bar, a chisel, or you know, if you abuse it, they're not going to warranty it. So there's that. So let's see what happens. Just doing a little bit of basic carving. So I've got some wood here. I split out with batoning with another video. We're just going to try to carve some feathers on this thing, because it's got a hollow grind, which is usually really good for carving. I got to do something with it, right? I can't just show you the knife. But I don't want to bang it up and beat it up, because it's really pretty. This might be one to, you know, keep for a while, or do something else special with. And if you think that's lame or sellout or whatever, well, that's okay. You can think that. It's not your knife. We'll call that one done. I just want to show you that. Look at that. It's by golly sharp. And like every buck knife I've ever seen, it has a really good edge on it. So I know people say you shouldn't do that. That's a redneck thing to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. After carving, I just want to see if it shaves some hair off the old arm there. Oh my goodness! Look at that. It shaves all kinds of hair off my arm. This thing is stinking sharp. I think that's a great thing. So, like I said, we're going to keep this thing pretty good. It does not have a really sharp spine on back, but I'm pretty sure that would strike a ferro rod. Let's scrape some fat wood. If it'll scrape a fat wood, it'll scrape a ferro rod. And look at there. Of course it does, because pretty good. So, throw that back on the ground. So what, you might ask, am I going to do with this dilemma? Well, let's just see. I happen to have my old 5-star gear ferro rod here. It happens to come with its very own striker. So we're going to see if you had this knife and a ferro rod and a striker, could you get you a fire going? I think you could. I knew you could. So, I got fat wood stuff on my knife now. I was trying to keep it pretty. Now I got to go clean this thing. You know what we do in Georgia, don't you? We rub it on our britches. So, okay, so that's some very minor knife stuff, but it did it very well. Let's wrap it up. Okay, I know that was not anywhere close to my usual knife testing process. And honestly, I almost didn't make this video. I've had this knife in the potentially to be reviewed box for, gosh, months and months. And I almost didn't even make a video about it, because I knew I wasn't going to, I just didn't want to beat it up. It's too pretty. Just take a look at this thing. Just look at it. You know, it'd be a shame just to bang this thing up and get it all scratched up and scarred up just to make a video. But I like it so much, and I think it's such a cool knife. I couldn't resist showing it to you and doing at least some limited knife testing. So, and again, this is the kind of knife that kind of maybe I think contributes to the I'm never going to baton my knife philosophy, because it's not a full tang knife. And to be clear, this would not be my choice for a survival knife. If I can only have one knife with me in the woods, this wouldn't be it. But if for a camp knife or a hunting knife, you know, or just an all-around useful knife that is also extremely cool, very, very classic, and made in the USA, and just a really nice knife, definitely this would be one of my choices. As you can tell, because I didn't want to beat this one up. So I got to say, I think every buck knife I've ever looked at and ever touched has been a piece of quality equipment and a really, you know, high quality tool, and this is no exception. So again, not a full tang, so I understand that, but a very, very nice knife, and I just couldn't resist showing it to you. So there you go. I'm not going to beat it up, but I hope you like this video. Cool knife is all I can say. So anyway, probably the next full tang knife review we'll do the complete total testing process, including the balance testing there. But this one, we gave this one a little bit of a break. So because it's so pretty. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching Survival on Purpose. I put out a brand new video every Friday and Saturday, sometimes random videos throughout the week. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single one, please go to survivalonpurpose.com/subscribe. Subscribe to my weekly email newsletter. Every week I'll send you an email with all the previous week's videos, plus news and maybe some deals and rambling. And I'm going to start something in 2020 for the subscribers only for the newsletter. We're going to be doing some special stuff. So stay tuned to find out about that. If you're not subscribed, you won't find out if you're not subscribed. Oh, and you can also click right there, that little square box with a knife in it. That'll take you over there. So I appreciate all the support. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.